Zuri? But you're going into your opponent's turn in which they have a... Oh, I guess.
They have a Tasker activation and a draw. Zuri will just end the game on the spot next turn if there's nothing for it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, finds the Azuri. I don't know, like playing the Shaman there isn't abysmal.
Both seem fine. All the 3 drops in this deck are really bad for Ethan.
Because this way, if he has like something like just an arbitrary bolt, or like even the draws a land, plays Pierre and Kieran and shoots, that's terrible for Azuri. I don't know. I might have Shaman there. The absolutely expert Elves player that I am, obviously. Yeah. Okay, going for Ethan's turn, plays Pierre and Kieran, makes 2 Thopters, shocks in a Watery Grave. I think that's 7 damage this game that his lands have dealt to him so far.
Off in the Azuri.
Yep, shoots off. So getting rewarded there, Ethan, by drawing into the land. Feels like justice.
Very important draw set for Tim.
So Tim's now left with a board of not much, facing down a board of a bunch of stuff. Land. That's what the Grixis deck needs to see here. This is the kind of situation we're talking about. Yeah. Not sure what the draw was.
Looks like a non-land.
Jeez.
Looks like we're getting in.
You'd really hope you're drawn Collected Company if these are your attacks. So if he attacks, what happens? You trade off a Thopter for a 1/1, you trade off a Pierre and Kieran for a 2/2, you block a 2/2 with a Tasigar, take 1, go to 7. Your opponent has 2 1/1s on board, you untap and you still have a Tasigar? That's insane.
Getting it with the team.
Well, shifts with the team. Let's see it.
This is a really scary attack, though.
You really want to hope he's... I mean, as Tim here, you want to hope you got the Collected Company, right?
Yeah. Or Tim knows.
I'm not surprised. We're not playing blind here.
Ethan could just eat one of the 1/1s with the Pierre.
And take... I guess the damage, like, might not be relevant. What if he leaves the 2/2 then? So he's going to take 1, 2, 3. Go to 5. Next turn. Stare down a 2/2, a 2/2. Sorry, stare down a 2/2, a 1/1, or a 1/1. Oh yeah, maybe. Ethan deciding how careful he needs to be with, or like how sparing he needs to be with these blocks.
Trade with the Dwyne's Elite or eat one of the tokens with Pierre and Kieran.
Yeah, so he decides to trade. This favors the Colligan's Command plan, where you get to get back to Pierre and Kieran and get more value. Yeah, that's right. So, a 4/5 facing down 2 1/1s at the moment. Card in hand was... Nell Sentinel. Okay. So, both players now hellbent. Ethan draws his card for turn. He's got Tasigar activations.
Serum Vision's a great draw. Probably will be forced to get it back with Tasigar.
The Tasigar, yeah. You just start giving back the Serum Visions because it's sort of like less action.
Alt and the spell.
Top. Like, the cards you're losing to in this situation are two Collected Companies in a row, right?
Yeah.
But he needs to remember that he's going to mill both to the Tasigar, right?
He might have wanted to a Tasigar beforehand.
Can you predict that, though? But you're definitely not going to get back a Serum Visions card if you do that. Maybe it was better to activate Tasigar first there. Still unable to attack, so unable to actually begin to end the game. Yep. Ethan's forced to just pass with a bunch of open mana. Here comes the team. Blocks on the Nettle Sentinel. Let's see what happens. Oh, V-click. Great.
Great draw.
The draw off of Serum Visions there. So electing to use it in combat, targeting his opponent, targeting Tim. Heritage Druid.
Probably lets him keep it.
Yeah, you can keep your 1/1. Blocks to trade and
Eat a 1/1.
eat a 1/1. So taking 1 down to 5 currently, Ethan, with a 1/1 on board for Tim. 2 1/1s on board and passes.
Doesn't task her.
Yeah, Alex. Well, he didn't have the mana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we task her first now?
Has he learnt his lesson? Yeah, activates Tasiga.
I think it was fine if you had the quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it was fine either way. Just hands over the graveyard. Just takes it. Stop thinking about things that aren't decisions.
Thoughtseizes is probably going to rot in Ethan's hand for the rest of the game.
Yeah, always feels that way. And then, again, just forced to ship it because the attacks with Tasiga aren't really there when you're at 3.
Yeah.
Draw is a
Cabinet
Cabinet Assault. Yeah.
Probably just keeps it.
Yeah, I'll sandbag it. Like, I mean, what are you going to do? Run it out?
Yeah. Game is looking very good for Ethan now.
Yeah, that's right. He's gotten it to that grindy part of the game where he's going to start to slowly take over the Tasigas, forcing no attacks anymore. If he draws a Snapcaster for a Colligan's command, you got to feel like that's insane, right?
Yeah. Get the Pia back.
Yeah, exactly. So shock a dude, get Pia and Kieran
Pia
back.
just locks the Elves player out of the game as well. 2-drop. Another Dwyne's Elite.
Dwyne's Elite. So we'll make a 1/1. Oh, he actually has the Snap. I think he has a Snapcaster.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's insane. Do you even care? Like, yeah, you can make your 1/1. The end of the turn, snap, Colligan's commands, shock, get back a Pia and Kieran. Next turn, play Pia and Kieran, shock.
Don't even shock, don't have to.
You can even take... You can, like, very reasonably attack with Tasiga next turn.
Yes. Attacking is the same as blocking nearly at this point.
Yeah, that's right. The life total is like... It's 1 versus 4, and you have to clock your opponent eventually.
Tim's going to be incentivized to jump block at this point.
So I believe the mode's going to be... Get back my Pia and Kieran, shock your Elite. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Untaps draws. Ship it holler. Yeah.
Gets in.
I don't know, like, are you ever winning the game if you block as Tim, though?
Possibly. There's definitely a series of draws that gets there, but...
I think blocking feels miserable. Keeping your dudes out, drawing an Anthem, and then attacking.
Yeah. Well,
but your Anthem just dies? It feels miserable. All over.
This Pia plus the spell will be like the hard lock on this game.
Yeah, that's right.
Trading an elf for a
Snapcaster. Yeah, the trades the elf token for a
Seems
Snapcaster. Yeah. It does take him off of the Heritage Druid, though. So plays a Scalding Tarn, runs out Pia and Kieran, gonna make some Thopters and pass with the shock open.
Or
so,
another Tasiga activation as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No more basics to fetch up, though, so he's gonna have to shock if he wants it, which puts him to 2, so it's probably just not happening.
That is true.
To draw a Horizon Canopy, cycles it.
Redraw. Just looking for any kind of creature. Not really wanting
any non-land. Just non-land.
Oh, you don't want the instance.
Why is that?
Dispel.
Oh, he has Dispel, does he?
Yeah.
In hand? Oh, brutal.
He topped it with the Vanillion quick turn.
Oh, yeah.
Tim
and then he didn't activate the Tasiga. Yeah, got it. Cavern
from a few turns ago.
Naming Giant, whatever you like.
Elemental.
Oh, Elemental. Okay. Oh my god, it was actually relevant. Fulminator obviously not looking very scary against this board.
You wanted to keep them off mana early or screw them somehow.
Feels like a grey ogre.
Probably in the market to block a Tasiga and blow up a land.
Yeah, that's true. So Ethan decides to fetch, decides 4 isn't that different from 5. And in response, Tim wants a look. Why would you like to do this in response? Because you can just float mana, right?
Yeah, not sure.
So tap Steam Vents. Land goes away for Fulminator. The Blood Crypt goes away. Ethan currently at 4 from fetching.
Life Total's not really relevant except for a Shaman in the pack.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'd forgotten about that draw. Even then, like in response to the Shaman trigger, you
Block their
can
creatures.
shoot a bunch
Yeah.
with the P and Kieran.
These Thopters be able to kill very quickly.
So if you just ship this turn, your opponent's forced to trade off almost basically their board, right?
They have to block.
Yeah, and then you can just with your Thopters.
So if Ethan attacks with the team, he has to block Tasiga. Can leave P and Kieran unblocked.
So getting in for 6, is it? Oh no, 4.
4, and then a possible
And
number
then
4.
yeah, yeah, right, the shoots as well. Yep. Alexa just pass. Not that scared.
Don't think there's any draw that does it. The Thopters plus activations will just be lethal next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Gets in. Imagine the vines.
Oh no.
Not really.
Just in response, yeah. Okay, another mana roll.
Not a good one.
I like to tap the old Temple Garden instead of the Elf Cabin.
What's that always? The game.
Yep.
Alright.
So that's going to be
Game 3.
2-1 to Tim currently.
That's correct.
Okay. Ethan going to be on the draw with the Grixis deck. Tim on the player's elves. So we were talking about it before, the play versus the draw.
Yep.
As the elf player, does that matter? Do you think I'm on the play now, I want to fast combo my opponent, I want to just kill him dead? Or do you stick with the sort of plan that Tim's taken here where he's kept the combo pieces in, not necessarily going the fast combo, having boarded out some mana elves, but keeping in those resilient pieces from the board?
I think just being on the play lets them have a lot more busted turn 2s with Nettle Sentinel and Heritage Druid.
Oh, okay.
Because it forces them to just have Bolt or Inquisitions rather than Terminates or possible Remains and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. The 2-drops on the as the Grixis deck become a lot worse. Yeah.
Seeing Creeping Tar Pit turn 1 from Ethan would probably be the dream for Tim.
So you were saying before that you may consider the Remands more on the play as the Grixis deck. Because if you're on the draw, it's just really too slow.
Yeah, being on the play lets you remand their turn 2 play after you've
interacted, hopefully, on turn 1.
And not be behind. Even remanding their turn 3 play on turn 3 is just fine.
Yeah. So, Colligan's command, I feel like the turn that really sort of decided that game there was the one where we courted for Azuri, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if we'd courted for a Shaman of the pack, Ethan was going to 4 off of the trigger. And then, 5 off of the trigger and then 4 off of fetching with the Scalding Tarn.
That's true.
And then maybe just the dudes could have boarded it. Like, I'm not sure. I can't remember the board state exactly.
It all hinged on the removal spell being there.
Exactly. If he had it or he didn't have it, that was whether he was going to Azuri off and win the game by a lot or not.
Thankfully, it's not competitive, Rob.
I was about to say, Ethan being a little bit of a cheaty face there.
Doing some more sideboarding. Unfortunately, can't see what he's been doing.
Yeah, not sure. So that would look like 2 in, 2 out. It was probably the old Forest Swamp for 2 cards, and then those 2 cards for Forest Swamp, right?
My old favourite being the Island for an Island.
Island for an Island, okay.
Realistically, just probably trimming numbers on some amount of mana rolls or Mind's Elite for more silverboardy cards like the Dauntless Escort.
But I think you want to be on the play. I think you want to keep the mana rolls.
Yep.
I think on the play...
Silverboards out.
Yeah, that's true. Like that,
You definitely keep the Brenton Forge.
That guy, yeah. Like, I don't know. He hasn't done anything yet, has he? Like...
He's always been tapped out or hasn't had an opportunity to really take advantage of
the no, it's true. Tender. He hasn't had the anger chord forge tender sort of turn.
When it does go off, it is devastating.
Devastating.
Yeah. Well, you've taken the whole turn and you kept your giant board.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it basically just means
They die next turn.
yeah, exactly. It feels like you win.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds of silver bullets you want to be playing.
Ethan having kept the dispels is a lot safer against those kind of things.
Yeah, it's true. So again, even on the play, as Ethan, you still keep in those 3 dispels.
Possibly. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Ethan, on the draw here, you still keep in the 3 dispels.
I don't think it really matters per draw about the dispels.
Oh, okay. It's just an answer for their good cards against you.
Yeah, I don't think it's the most time sensitive. Like, you're not bringing in as time sensitive. You'll have the 1 mana up.
Okay. Is there any consideration given, sort of as Tim here, you've seen your opponents playing Dispel, like a few of them. You saw, I think it was 2 we saw last game.
Oh, he didn't see the one in hand. It was all off center vision.
Oh, at the end of the game. Yeah, okay, yep. So he's still only seen 1 then. If you had seen that second one, do you give any credit and think fast creature combo, I'm all in on it, or
Quarter and Quest Company are far too good.
just too good in the matchup?
too
You
much
just
of-
have to.
Being able to respond at any point when they're tapped out, not just in your main phase, being able to just get value off your Quest Company, get 2 threats, it's just, I think it feels just too much.
Oh, okay, sure. So I guess those dispels are there for a reason, because those are the cards that Grixis just can't beat.
Also, having 8 instants versus possibly 3 dispels, you do overload the dispels.
Yeah, fair call.
And if you do, like, I believe the players do have access to deck lists.
Oh, they do for this event. Oh, okay, sure.
So you could have with some certainty of degree knowing that your opponent might not have enough counter spells.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure that. I didn't know they were given access to deck lists. There you go.
I'm not certain.
So some sort of.
I'm also assuming because father son, they might have.
Yeah, exactly. They
prepared
may have talked about it. Both having made top 8 in the same league, you got to assume there was some kind of like, oh, what do you think of this? Like play testing. So Tim again, he's just not loving these draws. The 7s aren't good enough for him.
It's been working out for him.
Oh, it has. Yeah, 2-1. Can't complain. And now on the play. So is this 6? I think now.
I believe so.
We'll have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6.
It is a deck wanting a more specific kind of hand rather than just a amount of cards. Like
It's true.
You want a balance of mana dorks and payoff cards.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll end up with a hand that's a bunch of lands and a bunch of 1/1s that are essentially lands.
Yeah.
Without any actual bang for your buck.
Yeah. And having a hand of all question companies is just a bit too clunky.
If you saw a hand that was 4 lands, 3 collected companies, would you mulligan?
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
It's probably correct.
Because you're the worst.
Uh,
So Olivia staying in here. Still got Olivia, even on the draw.
yeah. Jason Hand.
Jason Hand is very powerful. We're still yet to see a Jace this match, so I think you almost have to assume some of them have come out. Like, there are 4 in the deck list, 4 in Ethan's deck list. So I think Olivia came out and has just come back in on the draw for Ethan.
Okay.
So he thinks
game 2 he was on the play as well, wasn't he?
and he had Olivia in then.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
We've seen it already.
Yeah.
Drawing another Jace, it's fine. Just pitch it to the other Jace.
That's right. Jace is going to Jace.
If Tim doesn't have if he has a fairly non-explosive draw on turn 2, like maybe just another Mystic or Dwayne's Elite, this Jace might be able to take over the game.
Yeah, really
on
good.
An even board.
Giving the -2 and then, obviously like Bolt and I'm going to Jace Bolt in the same turn is just so huge.
Takes over the game very quickly, but on a board against auto creatures, Jace's value diminishes very quickly.
So is he a turn 2 Archdruid here? Going to be able to tap for 2 next turn at a minimum as the board stands.
Yep. Really wanting that removal right now. Doesn't look like it.
So this is where the Grixis decks, it's possible the presence of like Wild Cattle and the 3 toughness Flinthoof Boars and all of those kinds of the Naya decks, the
Zoo.
green red Zoo sort of decks, forcing you to play Anger and taking away your ability to play Pyroclasm is actually hurting the matchup.
Yeah, definitely.
So Ethan's gotten ready for some of the other matchups with your Nakattles, your bigger aggro creatures, and the elves are just gonna it's possible they overrun him here.
Yes, definitely. Next turn, looking at a lot of mana if he taps out for this Jace.
Okay, this is going to be One of those elf turns where you sort of look at them and go, please, please be gentle.
We just have a Dwayne's Elite.
That's it. Just make it 2-2.
I'll take my 2.
So the draw for Tim.
Depends on how much he has in hand. He could be playing put a lot more creatures on board. A land and quit a company would allow him to go.
There's a cord in there.
Cord? That's brutal. If he had Quentin Company, he can tap 3 lands and Mystic for Quentin Company, gain the extra mana off the creatures with his Archdruid, and keep going.
Oh no.
Pretty much requiring an Anger of the Gods immediately, but
that cord could be, as you spoke about earlier, for the anger though. It could be hold open 4 mana or 4, essential with Convoke.
Yep.
Hold open the mana and be able to do it.
Just a Needle Sentinel.
Instead electing to go a little bit smaller, getting in for 2 with the Elvish Mystic there. The Archdruid, of course, being an Anthem.
The declining to attack with the Archdruid probably indicates either a Quentin Company or a Quarter Coin being
Yeah, that's right. Big mana. Yep. Big mana spells, so that he still has access to that mana.
He can Court for 2 or cast Quentin Company.
I see an Inquisition here?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, possibly not the best card against Collected Company, but against the Cord, it's going to get you.
Cord would just be responded.
Yeah, that's right, but if he responds with a Cord, you're forcing the action, forcing to see what he's actually going to do, then you can take your chance to cast your spells or whatever.
You see a Snapcaster in hand.
Snap in hand, so Snap Inquisition...
next turn.
Okay in the matchup, I guess. You might want to save it to try and find a bolt with this Jace.
Yeah, you're looking at Snap Bolt.
Yeah.
That is the dream. Even Snap K command.
No, that's the dream. Jace K command.
Ethan's probably pitching his extra Jace.
So Tim's just thinking about what he's going to do here in response to this Inquisition. We know he does have the Cord in hand. Oh, here we go. So taps for 3 off the Archdruid, 1 for the land, and 1 for the Nettle Sentinel. So this is Quarter Calling, where X equals 2. In response, going to activate Jace.
Yep. Pitching the Jace.
Pitch the second Jace. So the Dispel, obviously being the ideal draw there, right? Doesn't find it, and the Cord resolves. So we're finding a 2-drop here.
Could be one of the sideboard cards like Screws or Spellskite, or it could be a Dwayne's Elite.
What are we going to see for 2?
He did bring the Chameleon Colossus in.
It's the Scoos. You're right, the Scoos.
Looking pretty good on the board.
Yeah, again, it's one of those it's the terminate me, pretty soon, or I'm just going to take over this game. Cards revealed being
Archdruid and Quentin Company.
Archdruid going to be taken with the Inquisition, of course. So Collected Company in hand, Screws on board, and an Anthem on board. That actually is that's quite powerful.
Yeah. Ethan is going to be taking a lot of damage next turn.
So he has Anger the following turn, having just played a Polluted Delta.
Does he have Anger in hand?
I'm not sure.
Looks like he doesn't.
No, I don't think so, no. So has that Olivia that we were talking about earlier. Again, that's going to be that whole tap 4, make a 3/3 die play.
Yeah, if he just plays the next turn, I'm pretty sure he's just dead.
Yeah. It's an example of a card that looks like it could be insane in the matchup, just not sort of finding its niche, you're not able to make the opportunity to play it just yet.
Ours is a deck that requires you to do something every turn.
Fair call.
And just tapping out for an Olivia, just doing nothing puts you so far behind.
Making a 3/3, yeah.
Similar to this Jace.
Jace gives him another look to try and dig for that Anger next turn, though, which is possibly, quite important.
Down the line. But Ethan tapped out turn 2, plays Jace, and look what's happened.
So there's an Archdruid in the bin, there's a Jace in the bin. Is there also another creature?
I don't believe so.
So that Scoos...
Cord Archdruid in...
Scoos is still live. Scoos will still die to the Anger if he has it.
No, it'll be a 4/4 because of the Archdruid.
Oh, yeah, right. Because it's eaten 1. Yeah, got it. I thought Scoos was a 1/1 for a second. What do you take me for?
So Ethan taking 9, gone 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Going to 8. So with the fetch land, this Jace is, what do we got? 3 cards in bin? And Tim still has
Well,
a Scooz
Tim can stop it
activation.
from flipping.
Yes, he still has the Scooz activation. So this Jace feels like it's been not the greatest.
Not at all.
What's happening here?
Fetch is resolving.
This is the mana base sort of being clunky, I have to assume. What is he trying to make a decision between? Wants to make sure he gets access to double red. He doesn't need double black, does he?
Double black. Louis on the bell, but he took them out.
Yeah. Not sure why that was a tough decision, that one then.
Some combination of flashbacking plus casting other spells.
Yeah, fair enough. So untaps, draws.
Does have been dealing quick for double blue.
Oh, V-click, sure. Double blue, okay.
And P for double red. Wooting.
Activates with only, is that three cards?
Yep.
So it's just a loot here.
Engineered explosives in hand for Ethan. Very good.
What are you going to leave it at? 1? And then just let the Scooz run rampant?
Yeah. True kills the Scooz and... Yeah, she's not that great.
Tim having a board, whether intentionally so or not, of sort of spread out. He's got 2 1-drops, a very powerful 2-drop, and then like possibly, I'm not going to say the most important, but a very important 3-drop to deal with.
Yeah, the 1-drops do represent 5 points of damage. So.
But only while the 3-drop's around, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So he can't. The only one he can blow up this turn is the 1s, assuming he doesn't have an untapped non-shock. Like, if he has a shock land, he goes to 5 and he just dies no matter which one he blows up.
He could have bolt the Astral explosives for 1, which would be nice.
So he has to have it land, bolt, and explosives.
I believe he is a fetch land. Put your Delta being the land.
Okay. What, finding islands to have your double blue for later on?
Yeah, you gotta assume island just so he doesn't have to take another 2 damage.
So currently at 6. Ethan currently at 6. So we know he has a snap in hand. He discarded 1, right? Yes. To the Jace. So he has a second, I have to assume. Or he just has nothing to snap back. Or the Scooz is just really restrictive.
The Scooz probably is the bigger deal here.
Yeah, it could be any of those things, but the Scooz obviously being... It turns off so much of your engine. It turns off your Jaces, it turns off your Snapcasters, ugh.
Yep, explosives for 1.
For 1, yep. So it has activation plus a 1-drop available. 1-drop being... Oh, Lava Man. Grim Lava Man.
So he's looking probably to block the Scooz, then activate.
So that's yeah, block the Scooz and activate. Yeah, okay. It felt weird that he played EE at 1 and then played a Lava Man, right?
Company on a 2 is very good. Quitting Company for 2 or 3 drops is very good right now.
Well, imagine the Shaman of the pack. Shaman of the pack plus... Oh, no, because Scooz isn't an elf, excuse me.
Yeah.
So there's... What do we see? Dwayne's Elite.
Most likely just good enough.
Yeah, another elf. So he's just, it doesn't look like that much, but he's just put 4 power, but also with an Anthem. So he's actually just put 7 power on board.
With only the one off itself known to the engineering explosives at the same time. He's got a 0, a 2, and a 1.
Oh, jeez. Got a 0 now as well. Yeah, right. So is the plan block Scooz, blow up explosives, die, right?
Yeah. You're taking...
Yeah, tons.
3,
like 1 million.
Yeah. Ethan counting it up.
Team. Yep. So the blocks. And then the blow ups. Still taking the damage. And there's the handshake.
There we go. Olivia stuck in hand. Alrighty.
So there you go. There's our first semi.
3-1 to Tim on Elves.
Okay, so from here, what's the plan?
Got the next match coming up. Twin versus Grixis.
Yeah, I think it's straight blue-red twin versus Grixis.
Yes.
Oh no, it's Teema twin, isn't
Team
it?
Twin. Marco on Teema
Yep.
and Linden on Grixis.
Linden playing Grixis twin. Okay, so a twin off coming up.
Yep.
One of your favorite matchups.
I love it.
It's the worst. So we're going to take a break.
Yep.
And then we'll come back with the other semi-final, after which we'll see one of the two twin decks
Yes.
taking on elves.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been an interesting matchup.
Yep. Back soon.